All right, everybody, this is HookahJohn with HookahJohn.com, and today we're doing a little Q&A. We had a little post going on HookahJohn's Circle of Friends, and we decided to see if we can do a Q&A with HookahJohn. And I asked you guys for some questions, and so I'm going to have my assistant read them off to me. But at the same time, we're doing a little Facebook living here. So while we're filming, we can there are people watching live, and then we can get some of their questions going too. So you want to go ahead and start off with some of these questions?
First question: is your hair real, or is it plugs, or is it a hairpiece?
My hair is real. Whether people, there's only been one person to accuse me of not having real hair, but yeah, if you get in real close, here.
Give it a tug.
I'm not tugging it. I got too much gel in it. I'm not messing this shit up. Worked hours on this morning. All right,
No wonder you're always late to work.
Yeah, that's a silly question. So let's go with another one.
All right. Ibrahim Homsi wants you to talk about if you should refrigerate your tobacco or not.
Okay, there's a question. Ibrahim Homsi. I'll say it in native tongue. Putting your tobacco in the fridge. That is something I did years ago before I even got into the business. I don't really care for that question because I wouldn't do it. I don't think about it. But the scientific answer, if this is really science or not, when you put your tobacco or anything in the fridge, it takes away from humidity. That's why you don't store your cigars in a refrigerator. That's why they have special fridges for cigars. Same thing with wine. You have to, now most of us have wine fridges that are cheaper and affordable, and it's like a refrigerator. But what you want to do with all this stuff is avoid dryness, and your tobacco will get dried out. People think it's better because it's cooler. It's not. If you're really that concerned, I guess you could put your tobacco in a humidifier, but just leaving it out everywhere in a closed container is fine. Boring question. Let's get a good question going here.
All right. Chris Prado wants to know, he's a newbie, and he wants to know how to prevent getting sick when he's smoking.
Okay. Make sure how he doesn't get sick. It depends on what he means by sick. Sick is in a cold, or sick is in like dizzy, or?
Hookah sickness, so getting dizzy, maybe he's not drinking water while he's smoking.
Number one important thing is, hey, I'll answer the question. I was going to say water, all right? Okay, yeah, so there's a lot of new people out there. So when you're smoking, one of the most important rules is you got to have water. You got to keep yourself hydrated, all right? This right here is a beer. It's noon at work, and I'm drinking beer. Just kidding, it's vodka. So what we do is, okay, that's one step. Make sure you're hydrated. 2, use good products. Don't use quick light coals. Those things will kill you. Use a good brand of coconut coals like titanium coconut coals. All right, that's my brand of choice. That's the brand of coals that I branded and made and have a exclusive contract with the manufacturer, and it's going great. But use good quality charcoals. There are a few others out there. But stick to titaniums, you can't go wrong. Another reason for getting sick, or to prevent sickness, make sure your hookah is clean. A lot of people don't clean their hookahs. Get a brush and scrub it out before you use it. Okay, next.
Joel Siebenman wants to know, is the Lotus really a game changer in your opinion?
Okay, that's a decent question, Joel. Is the Lotus a game changer in my opinion? Yes on one hand, no on the other. Okay, it doesn't change the fact that we were always able to smoke hookah before. The Lotus didn't make us all of a sudden smoke hookah better or in a game-changing way. It's a great device. It holds your coals in it. You guys are familiar with the Lotus. The good things, pros about it, you don't have to keep adding coals on every 45 minutes. It'll let your coals last, I'd say, at least 50% longer. Now, I don't use it often. I use it, say, 5% of the time, mainly for research and development, just to get to know the products that I sell. Is it a game changer as far as the industry? Yes, it is. Why? Because it probably sold at least 1 million units by now. Not by me, but in general. I don't know the real number, but we sell a lot of Lotus, and it's copied. One thing about copies, they only copy good products. They don't copy shit products. Okay, for example, copying bowls. And sorry, Joel, I'm going off on this. talking about copies. You don't see copies of other brands of bowls too much. You do see copies of HookahJohn bowls out there in the world. Okay, back to the Lotus. One of the #1 selling hookah accessories to date, and they got into it late. I think they came out in like maybe 2013 or 14. Up there with the Vortex bowl by Sahara Smoke, probably the #1 selling bowl ever worldwide, and that bowl got copied a million times. So game changer, yes, so much so that people feel the need to copy them and put fakes on the market. All right, next question.
Shit, I'm gonna be terrible with this name. Arcadius's Paris wants to know how many bowls a week he has to smoke to get a physique like yours and do your 100 pull-ups.
Oh, all right, good question. Arcadius, is that how you say it?
I have no clue.
Okay, he wants to know how many bowls a week must one smoke in order to stay in the physical shape that I'm in, right? And what else? And how?
And be able to do your 100 pull-ups.
100 pull-ups, yes. What you do, if you try doing pull-ups, do not do it while smoking hookah. You'll get a major head rush. So do them separately, all right? Wake up in the morning every day, do about 20 pull-ups, do sets of 5. And then if you're like me, within, by the end of the day, you can just jam out 100 pull-ups real easy, all right? How many bowls do we smoke a day? Do I smoke a day? I don't know. The hookah is always running here at HookahJohn. So there's always one running. Whether or not I'm picking it off the desk here and there can depend. There's sometimes we put coals on a bowl and I take 1 or 2 puffs, and because I'm so busy, I don't even take any puffs from it. So I can't really count that as a bowl now, can we? I hope that works. Next question.
Juan Paul Locke wants to know, when he uses 3 coals on his Lotus, he gets great clouds, but when he does the same thing on foil, his clouds are shit. What can he do to fix it?
You gotta just get online, watch some YouTube videos, look at different packing methods. Maybe the Lotus is a game changer for you. Stick with it, it works. But it's really not that hard to get great clouds with 3 coals on. Right now I have 4 coals on my hookah right here, and I'm gonna take one down, I'll still get great clouds. Now, also describe great clouds. This used to be a debate. Nowadays everyone thinks the bigger the clouds you have, the bigger your man size is. Years ago, people used to argue and say that's lame. The more flavor you get, the better your smoke is. I don't know, who cares, man? This is hookah. Just grab it, smoke it, enjoy it. If the Lotus is working for you, use a Lotus. Try other methods for packing, okay? Small pinprick holes versus big wide fork size holes. Try different brands, try different ways of packing your tobacco in there, whether it's semi-dense, fluff pack, this pack, that pack that, all right? So thanks for the question. Next question.
Tim Linenbank wants to know how you pack Fokker and what your favorite flavor is.
I pack Fokker so simply. I just take it out, I put it in a shisha storage container for the most part. Now with the new cube boxes that they have, I just kind of stir it up in there, take it out with a fork, loosely clumped. Well, clumped isn't the right word. It's gonna be separated, but still dense enough. And I just throw it in there and make sure there's a little air hole, like room for air to go around. And I poke, I'll take my poker and stir it up a little bit, so just to ensure that there's some space in there. So it's not jam-packed in there, it's not a flat wad of tobacco, and it's decent size, like toothpick size holes. About, what's your method? Because I do almost the same thing, 20 on the outside.
15 middle, 10 middle, or 10 inside.
10 inside, all right, so that gives you, let me do the math, carry the 5, do that, what's it, 35 holes? Did I do it right? No, 45 holes.
There you go.
Okay, good. So, HookahJohn, great at math. Next question. Oh wait, does that answer the question? Fokker, let me bring up a point. It's so simple to smoke. It never goes wrong. It always produces great flavor. And about my favorite flavor, orange mint, citrus mint, those are my 2 favorite ones lately. I do like double apple, I do like lemon mint, I do like straight mint. I like their 2 apples with mint. I'm liking their new golden line flavors, the orange, the mint, their the Bahraini and the Eskandarani. Those are all good flavors by Fokker. And once in a while we'll throw in a little kiwi, a little guava to mix it up. So those are good ones that I like. I think that answers that question. Let's move on so we don't do a 50-minute video.
All right, the last decent one I have is Raul Martinez Jr. asks, when he gets a a batch of Tangiers that's a little bit old, he notices it starting to lose some flavor?
I thought that was a stupid question when I read it, but now the way you said it, it's not a stupid question. When did you get an old batch of Tangiers? Let me tell you something about Tangiers. They do not have any in inventory. They make it on the spot if you go there, if they still have that service. Okay, and what I mean by making it on the spot, they'll have their raw tobacco probably already, what's the word I'm looking for? Cased, meaning it's tobacco and molasses, and it's been aired out and all that stuff, and it's ready to go to flavoring. They will add your flavoring and glycerin on the spot, and you'll get it like that. Many of you don't have the luxury of going to the Tangiers warehouse, and like I said, I don't think they do that anymore. When we order Tangiers, and this will bring up another point, the reason it's not always available, every flavor isn't always available, HookahJohn, as well as other vendors, put every single flavor on order, but Tangiers is still, they're a huge company, but they're not mega huge like a Starbuzz or a Fokker. What they do is they don't have any inventory. They do not have a storage spot for tobacco at their place. So they will take our order and run through all their flavors. Now they have at least 100 flavors, and they spread it over 4 lines now. So when we order the entire line, it could take a year to process every flavor. So we don't go pick up flavors every year. What we do is we wait until our order is semi-ready, and I'll go to Tangiers between once and twice a month to pick up stuff. So it is always fresh, and we cycle through it so quick, you're always getting fresh Tangiers. That's for the most part. If you buy it at HookahJohn, it's mostly fresh. Some flavors may sit on the shelves a little bit longer, but it really goes through. So that didn't answer your question, but you brought up a point about freshness. Where did you get Tangiers that's not fresh? Maybe he means he opened it and he hasn't used it for a while. And what's his problem with non-fresh Tangiers again? His issue or concern?
Inconsistency and losing flavor.
Inconsistency and losing flavor. Could do with packing methods. It could do with the product itself. It is handmade. They don't have, as far as I know, I mean, it's not made in huge batches. So maybe in smaller batches they can vary as far as consistency. I've had issues with Tangiers. I've had love issues. I've had dissatisfied issues. Their flavors are great. But more than their flavors being great, their tobacco is great. It's one of the only brands that doesn't give me any sort of feeling like that, a bothersome feeling like some other brands do, like a little head rush or anything like that. Tangiers is fairly consistent for me. I know people in other climates have issues with acclimation and all that. I don't really have any issues, but you got to get your method down. Keep doing trial and error. That's what hookah's about. And then once you get your method down, one thing, use a flavor saver. That actually works really good with coconut coals and Tangiers. All right, next question. Is that it for now? Okay.
That's it, unless you're a live studio audience.
Any questions right here? Okay, Sally says, which line of Tangiers do I recommend the most? Recommend is different than prefer. The original line is the best seller. It's their standard line. The Berkuk line of Tangiers is what I prefer. Do I recommend it? I may recommend it for newer people because original has a bit of a higher nicotine count in it, and so it's a little strong when you first start smoking Tangiers. So for actually a few years I was on the Berkuk line because it was lighter. There's 2 other lines, the F line and the Burley line. The F line I think I've tried once. It's supposed to be caffeinated. I don't want any extra additives or anything in my tobacco, and I don't need more caffeine. And then the Burley line is supposed to be super strong with nicotine, and I don't need more nicotine either. I smoke all day, I'm doing good, and I just don't want anything affecting me. I just rather smoke and have fun. So Berkuk, if you're starting out, it's pretty easy to work with. And then the original line, just stick with the original. Someone asked why titanium coals black out when using my Lotus. It's because when you're depriving coals of oxygen or heat or flame from oxygen, then your coals will start to die out. It's very simple. They have some air vents there. Some coals do better than others in the Lotus. Sometimes I flip them over when I'm using a Lotus in there, but I don't have an answer other than just regular science. Deprive your coals of oxygen and they will start to black out. Gabrielle, do you want it in kilos or in pounds? Wants to know how much I weigh. I'm struggling at about 208 right now, and that's bothering the crap out of me. I need to be under 200. Next question. What's the first flavor? Awad Muhammad says, yeah, what is your first flavor you smoked, and what is all-time favorite flavor and why? I kind of touched upon that. Right now I'm smoking what I mentioned earlier. Fokker orange mint. I'll do that for a week. I'll do 2 apples for a week. There's just so many flavors. That's a boring question. Sorry, but thanks for that. Okay, Corey, he asked this question 20 times. Do you prefer the taste of American tobacco versus Middle Eastern tobacco? American. Let's go American. Tangiers, Alchemist, Trifecta,
Starbuzz.
Headquarters. Starbuzz sometimes is American, sometimes it isn't. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I don't think whether it's grown in any part of the world it makes a difference. It's how it's processed with flavors and glycerin, so it depends. I like Fokker a lot. I like Tangiers a lot. I like Starbuzz. I don't care where it's from. I really wish I could get some real traditional brands that are not available in the US that are from the Middle East. I always hear about stuff in Kuwait or in Dubai that's made locally. I really want to try that. In the old days when they had it homegrown or homemade in Syria and Egypt, I'd love to try that, but I just never got a chance to, and it's just not readily available. Tim wants to know what's my worst flavor of smoke. I don't know. If it's a bad flavor, I'll just stop and change out my hookah, so I don't have a bad one. Casey, on haze, I like Cucumberita. I like Carnival Nights. Those are my go-to flavors in there. Another one that we like is called Lavender Lush. That's a newer one that's really good. I like haze. I like the color. I like the cut. I like the way it moves around, the way it feels. And that's an American one. That's a real good one too. Mike Blackstone. No, I don't need to find some Jurak. I don't know what Jurak is. I don't want to know what Jurak is. I want my hookah to be simple. I don't want to get all super elevated when it comes to hookah. No, man, you really got to smoke that Jurak or that Zaglul. Or that. No, dude, I want to have fun with it. I want some flavor. Omar Bakri said all the hookah lounges around him use quick lights, and what are my thoughts? My thoughts are you should tell him that quick lights is really making the hookah shit, and they might give you any type of excuse as to why they use them. Say, don't be lazy, you're serving us. Like if you go to a restaurant, do you want your food microwaved or do you want it cooked? Tell them that. Say, I don't want to come here anymore because you use quick lights. You know what? Here, talk to HookahJohn. He'll send you, he'll be able to supply your lounge and he'll do a good job at it. Who was it that asked that? Okay. Someone asked when I first started. All of this, see, a lot of you guys are new and don't know some of the history behind me. There's a lot of stuff on Royal Hookah Forum, and you can search through the archives. I started smoking. I got it. I discovered it, I'd say, many years ago. I'd like to say in Lebanon in the late 90s. And it was just there. You just order by flavor. You go to a cafe and you say I'd like a hookah. They're like, would you like double apples or fruit or Zaglul? Or not Zaglul, but Ajamil, which is a dry leaf tobacco that gave me a head buzz and I never did it again. Again, I say shut up, Mike Blackstone, with your questions about Jurak. I'm not going to try it. But I don't know. On a friendly note, yeah, send me some and I'll try it, or just shoot me a message, see where I can get it.
You want to end on a cameraman question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Whose annoying ass voice has everyone been listening to this whole video besides yours?
Oh, yours, my assistant. Alex here, you guys see him online, HJ Rep Alex or Alex Graboyes.
Gray Boys.
Gray Boys, okay? And we'll, you guys will see him a lot. Customer service should improve over at HookahJohn. It's always been good, but seriously, there's that 1% of the clientele or situations that are not handled for whatever reason, overworked. But I just want to end on it then with thanks for all your support. I appreciate it. I'm glad you took the time to watch this and that you're a part of HookahJohn's circle of friends. You guys too. And someone asked if I'm originally from Lebanon. Yeah, born in the US, but Lebanese heritage, yeah. So again, I don't want to keep reading this. Sorry guys. Any good last questions? Biggest lounges I distribute to? I don't know. I don't see all of them. I'd like to say up in the LA area, like Cafe O and Chitana are some of the biggest ones. I don't know. I don't want to keep. We can do this all day. Thanks for the questions. I hope this video came out good. I hope you guys like what I'm doing, and thanks for the years of support. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.